What's up guys, Lee Aaron, 3D printing, lots of tools. Have a look through the video, let us know if I've missed anything, if you feel there's something I should add, or maybe there's something you've not seen before that you think could be really useful. Drop it in the comments, let us know. Hope you enjoy the video. Okay guys, these are the tools I've got at the moment. I am going to list all of these on the description down below. Starting off is a box. This one is just off Amazon. It seemed like a decent size, so that's what I use. Most of this fits inside it. First off, some spare Ziplock bags. These are incredibly useful, especially with combined with some silica gel. A lot of filaments will come with these bags, but it's always worthwhile having some spares. Next up is obviously some Isopropanol cleaning fluid. This again was off Amazon. It's pretty simple. You can use warm soap and water, but I just find having this handy next to printer is more than worthwhile. Next up, we'll go on to the Dremel. I was actually given this by a family member, cordless Dremel. Incredibly useful. It's got a little light on the end as well. So yeah, well worth having something like that. You can get some 3D pens which will do many of the functions a handheld rotary tool will, but if you've got both, even better. Speaking of both, a 3D pen. This one was I think £30 and it did come with a bundle of filaments. I'm going to keep these in this bag. I need to add some silica gels in there, but like when I get offcuts from the bottom of the roll or something like that, they can just be added to that, which means I've always got plenty to use. Righty, so I'm just going to pop those two out of the way a second. Next up is a tray. I just forgot, I've also got two more little trays down here. There you go. This is one which is just an old mouse mat, but it's a metal top, so it's really good. You can use that obviously as a cutting board or also for the 3D pen and crafting and such like. And then I've actually got a cutting mat as well, which came as part of the set on Amazon, so definitely worth looking out. That was probably one of the best value sets I've picked up. Onto the rest of the tools, which all of these go inside the box. These are just some extra accessories for the Dremel, various cutters, sanders and so on. I don't use this an awful lot, but it's definitely worthwhile having, especially if you've got like a raft stuck to the bottom of your print. It's an easy way to get rid of that. This is a pack of sandpaper. It ranges from 120 grit all the way up to 3000. There's quite a fair few sheets in there. I think there's 3 sheets of each grade, and altogether there are 12 different grades, so it's good value, nice little sheets. I cut them into thirds, as you can see on there, or about quarter to a third, which is ideal for using on most sized prints. Also for filing is a little set of mini files. This was just another part of one of the sets off Amazon. Not the best quality. This one has broken already, but you know, they serve a purpose. Another part of one of these sets were plastic scrapers. Now, depending what you'll see there, this one's a bit eaten up, but depending what you're doing, depending what bed you've got, you may want one of these, so you're not going to damage your bed like you will with a mesh spatula. Very useful, and also I've used that one a bit to get a raft away, which is why it's all chewed up on the outside. These 3 files also came with one of the sets from Amazon. Different grades. I think that one's definitely thicker. I'm not sure what difference is between these two, if there is one, there may not be. But definitely useful to use those together and have them on hand. Digital caliper, again relatively cheap, but seems pretty accurate. You turn it off by hand using the on-off button, but then as soon as you open it up, it brings up the measurement, and it can measure the space on the outside, the space on the inside of something, or also the depth. So yeah, definitely a worthwhile investment. That is, especially now I've started modeling as well, it's one of the things I'm using most at the moment. As well as that, just a little ruler, plastic ruler, dead simple. You can get these anywhere. You've probably got a few lying around the house. Always worthwhile having something like that. Another purchase off Amazon was 3D printer nozzle cleaning kits. This is for 0.35 millimeters. Now Nozzle on the Adventure 4 is 0.4, but these have done a good job. I've used them twice, both times managed to clean out a bit of a clog. Dead thin, you're probably not going to be able to see that very well, but then you've also got tweezers in there for guiding that, and as I say, they do a great job and comes in a nice little packet to keep them all safe and secure. Obviously super glue, that's my second bottle of that in the last month I think, which shows you get through a fair amount of super glue. This is one of the cheaper ones. It's a lot runnier than like your Gorilla Glue gel or your Loctite, but it seems to cure quite fast, and considering price, I'll probably be picking that up again in the near future. Glue stick, I don't care what print you've got, it's always worthwhile having some of this on hand. This is Yoo-Hoo Stick Magic Blue. It's like the popular Elmer's Purple. It paints on in a set colour. This one's blue and dries almost clear. So yeah, definitely worthwhile, help with bed adhesion. Permanent marker or two, there's spares, I'll show you the others. A little mini screwdriver set. Various attachments in there. I've not needed this yet, but should I need to replace anything, take anything apart, then it's going to be worthwhile having that. And then obviously the tools that come with the printer, some spare lubricant in there, the cleaning rod, an Allen key, and another little screwdriver. On this top section here, these are just some bearings which I picked up for make some fidget spinners for the kids, but also a roller, reel holder, so I keep them in spare. Again, more Dremel accessories. Definitely worthwhile having a range of accessories. I wouldn't say need so many. I could probably pick 2 or 3 of these. You can see on that one I've used it a bit of red plastic on the end. But yeah, you could probably choose just a handful to keep handy. This is another accessory, just allows all different drill bits, like a multi adapter. Not used, but worthwhile to keep hold of. A couple more silica gels there. These are actually for my dry box. They're not necessary, but they're just spare plugs to where the filament comes out to stop it damaging the box. Spare battery for the digital caliper. That's the part of the file which we don't need. Just going to pop these back in here quickly. And then these bits left in the top, because these are what I use the most out of everything. So I'm just going to go through these one by one. Firstly, with this is a little craft knife. Now this was a set off Amazon. This is probably one of the most used tools I have. I've not used any of these spare blades yet, but obviously you want to have some. Whether it's just flicking off little bits of support or tidying up the edges, sometimes helping to remove it from the raft, really useful to have. And I wanted one that, you know, was relatively inexpensive, but also dead easy to change that blade on there and tighten it up. So yeah, if you haven't got one, craft knife. Deburring tool. I'd heard great things about these. It has not had the use that I expected. Again, very easy to get the little blade out of, and then it did come with a packet of spare blades. It's definitely got its purpose, and there's sometimes if you're printing things with holes, you want to tidy up the inside, that's incredibly useful. But a lot of the time if you're working on straight edges, I find it easier to use a little knife. Tweezers, again, super useful, whether this is for just picking off bits of supports carefully or picking up bits of plastic which have dropped. Definitely worthwhile having. I've also got some with the cleaning rods, but I keep this set separate as well. These two tools again came in one of the sets from Amazon. These are again one of the most used. This one is like it's kind of like an ingrown toenail remover, but it's just got a little bent end on the top. This is incredibly good for removing stray supports or helping straighten off edges. And then this one, you can't actually see it. If I can remove that, quite a sharp little pokey bit, kind of like a dentist tool, I suppose. Again, great if you've got supports close to your model and you want to just get round and pull those away without damaging your model. It's worthwhile having something like that. Permanent markers. Yep, this one is a fine, and then obviously one that's a lot thicker. Does not use an awful lot, but occasionally on models, say if you're adding eyes rather than printing black and white, just paint the black on. I did do a Deadpool bust, like a pencil holder bust, and nearly all of it, the black on it, was painted with this, and it came out really well. So it does take well to PLA. And also if you're doing test prints or maybe on your filament reels, you can just write down the best settings for those. And then finally, the almighty you know, wire cutters, whatever they are, copper wire cutters. It's got to be the most used tool anyone with 3D printer will have. Every time you're changing filament, you want to give it a nice clean cut. So yeah, incredibly useful with that. As I say, they do all fit nicely into that box. This tray again is purely to work on. You know, if you're shaving bits off, pulling off parts of support, I don't want them all over units or the wherever I'm sat. This just keeps it all tidy, and then everything is together. So there you go. That is all the tools I pretty much use. Doesn't take up an awful lot of space. The 3D pen actually has a little, excuse me, a little holder that it sits in, and the Dremel just sits underneath, so that's usually out of the way. And this just goes in the box, which is over there, which is full of filaments at the moment. So yeah, there you go. A wide selection of tools, probably more than is really necessary. So please let us know in the comments what you use. Maybe something I'm missing. If you think I should add something to the collection, please let us know down below. And if you do enjoy the video, like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you soon. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye bye.